I was folding the last of the wedding invitations into their crisp ivory envelopes when the name jumped out at me like a slap across the face. Mr. and Mrs. Alexander Reed request your presence. Alexander. Not me. Not Michael. Her ex's name. Printed in the same elegant gold foil we'd argued over for weeks. My hands went numb. The card slipped, slicing a thin line of blood across my thumb. I didn't feel it. All I felt was the floor tilting under me. The room shrinking until the only thing in focus was that single impossible word. I stood there in the kitchen, the stack of invites beside me like a tower of lies. Sarah was humming upstairs, some pop song she used to play when we first started dating. The sound floated down the staircase, light and careless, the way she used to be before the wedding planning swallowed her whole. I stared at the card again, willing the letters to rearrange themselves into my name. They didn't. Alexander. The guy she dated for 4 years in college. The one she swore was ancient history. Every time his name came up in conversation. The one whose hoodie she still kept in the back of her closet, for nostalgia. I don't know how long I stood there before her footsteps patted down the stairs. Babe, did you finish the invites? My mom's dying to see them. She appeared in the doorway, hair twisted up in a messy bun, wearing my old Northwestern t-shirt. She looked so normal. So mine. Then her eyes flicked to the card in my hand, and the smile froze on her face. It's a typo, she said quickly, crossing the room in 3 strides. She plucked the invitation from my fingers like it was nothing. God, the printer must have mixed up the files. I'll call them first thing tomorrow. Typo. 2 syllables that should have sounded innocent but landed between us like a gunshot. I watched her flip through the stack, her manicured thumb smudging the gold foil. See? Only a few have the mistake. We'll fix it. No big deal. No big deal. I repeated the words in my head, tasting how wrong they felt. Sarah, I said, my voice rougher than I expected. How does a printer accidentally put your ex's name on our wedding invitations? She didn't look up. I don't know, Michael. Maybe I sent them the wrong proof. I was so stressed last week, remember? The venue deposit, the florist drama. She trailed off, finally meeting my eyes. Hers were wide, pleading. It's just a mistake. Please don't make this into something it's not. But it already was something. I could feel it in the way her fingers trembled as she set the invites down, in the way she wouldn't hold my gaze for more than a second. I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to. We'd been together 6 years. 6 years of inside jokes and Sunday morning pancakes and her falling asleep on my chest during movie nights. 6 years of me thinking we were solid. That night I couldn't sleep. She was curled against me, breathing slow and even. But I lay awake staring at the ceiling, replaying every moment of the past few months. The way she'd started locking her phone when I walked into the room. The late nights at work, that smelled faintly of someone else's cologne when she came home. The way she'd stopped saying I love you first, waiting for me to say it like it was a reflex she'd forgotten. The next morning I called the printer myself. The woman on the phone sounded confused. Mr. Reed? We printed exactly what was submitted. The proof was approved on March 14th at 11:47 p.m. She paused. By Sarah Bennett. Sarah Bennett. Not Reed. Not yet. The name hit me like cold water. I thanked the woman and hung up, my pulse hammering in my ears. Sarah was in the shower singing off-key. I stared at her phone on the nightstand, screen dark and innocent. My hands shook as I picked it up. The passcode was still our anniversary 0923. The phone opened like a confession. I don't know what I expected to find. Maybe nothing. Maybe a reasonable explanation. Instead I found everything. Messages. Hundreds of them. Not just texts, voice notes, photos, a shared Spotify playlist titled A&S Forever. The most recent message was from last night, timestamp 2:14 a.m. while I'd been lying awake beside her. Alexander. Saw the invites. You really did it. Proud of you, babe. Sarah. Had to shut him up. He's freaking out but he'll get over it. Alexander. Still can't believe you're going through with this. After everything. Sarah. I have to. For appearances. You know how my parents are. I scrolled up, my stomach churning. There were photos of them together, recent ones. Her in the dress she'd told me was for the bachelorette party. Him kissing her neck in a hotel mirror. A video of her laughing in his car, the same laugh she used to save for me. The messages went back months, years. They'd never stopped talking. Not really. She'd just gotten better at hiding it. I sat on the edge of the bed, phone heavy in my hand, until the shower shut off. Sarah emerged in a cloud of steam, towel wrapped around her, skin flushed. She saw me with her phone and stopped dead. Michael, don't. My voice cracked like ice. Just don't. She crossed the room slowly, like I was a wild animal. It's not what you think. Then what is it, Sarah? Because it looks like you've been fucking your ex for the last 2 years while planning our wedding. It looks like you put his name on our invitations on purpose. It looks like you never stopped loving him. Her face crumpled. Not with guilt, with frustration. You don't understand. Alex and I were complicated. We always have been. But I chose you. I'm here, aren't I? I'm marrying you. You're not marrying me, I said, holding up the invitation. You're marrying the idea of me. The stable guy. The one your parents approve of. The one who doesn't ask questions when you come home late smelling like someone else. That's not fair. Her voice shook. You think I don't love you? I do. I love the life we have. The apartment, the routines, the way you make coffee exactly how I like it. I love all of that. But you don't love me. The words came out flat, final. You love the version of me that lets you keep him on the side. She started crying then. Big messy sobs that should have broken my heart, but only made me tired. I was going to end it. After the wedding. I swear. I needed to know he'd still be there if. If what? If I wasn't enough. I laughed, a sound that hurt coming out. Jesus, Sarah. 6 years and you still need a backup plan. She reached for me, but I stepped back. Her hand hung in the air between us, trembling. I'm sorry, she whispered. I'm so sorry. Sorry doesn't fix this. I looked at the invitations scattered across the floor like confetti from a wedding that would never happen. You know what the worst part is? I would have forgiven the affair. If you'd come clean. If you'd chosen me for real. But this? Putting his name on our future? That's not a mistake. That's a message. I left that day, packed a bag while she sat on the couch, mascara streaking her cheeks, begging me to stay and talk. But there was nothing left to say. The invitations went into the trash, gold foil glinting like fool's gold. I kept one though. The one with Alexander's name. A reminder. Months later, I ran into her at the grocery store. She was thinner, eyes red-rimmed, pushing a cart with wedding magazines she wasn't reading. She saw me and stopped, the fluorescent lights making her look older than 28. Michael, she said, my name barely a breath. I nodded, not trusting my voice. She looked at the ringless hand I'd shoved in my pocket. I called it off, she said. With both of you. I'm trying to figure out who I am without either of you defining me. I wanted to feel triumph. Or pity. Or something. But all I felt was empty. Good luck with that, I said and walked away. Sometimes I still dream about her. Not the Sarah who betrayed me, but the girl who used to dance in our kitchen at 2 a.m., barefoot and laughing, flour on her nose from late-night cookie baking. I wake up reaching for someone who never really existed. The invitations taught me something no amount of therapy ever could. Love isn't just about who you choose. It's about who chooses you back every single day without a safety net. I kept that one invitation. It's in a box in my new apartment, tucked between old photos and the hoodie she left behind. Sometimes I take it out and trace the gold letters. Alexander Reed. Not a typo. A truth I was too blind to see until it was printed in ink. The real betrayal wasn't her sleeping with someone else. It was realizing she'd never stopped sleeping with the idea of him, and I was just the man she settled for in between.